Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome to the Holocron. This is the week 102 update for the Darth Loquitur account. I update this account's progress every week, go through all the character and ship upgrades that I'm able to do, go through plans for the future. You can follow along, ask any questions, or make any comments that you have down below. Always like to hear what people are thinking as we go through these. All right, let's take a look and see what happened in week 102. Getting very close to 2 years on this account now. Harrison Dula is part of this profundity journey that we're on, so we're going to go ahead and get her to Gear 12. We've already got 2 Gear 12s working on Mon Mothma. That gives us another target to work on when we're done. Dash Rendar, we get him another gear tier. Not sure quite what he's held up on, but the upgrade button wasn't there. So we'll go ahead and put another gear tier on Biston. That uses up all of our Carbantes that we got for the week. And then we'll start locking down gear on Dash and on Biston. We don't need these guys to Gear 12 right away, but I also don't want to get caught behind needing a bunch of Carbantes or Kairos that I'm not expecting. So we're going to keep working on their gear and lock it down here. We need Carbantes on Biston, and then we need Carbantes and data pads, the gold data pads for Dash. So keep working on them. Mon Mothma's still a little ways away from being relicked, so we're not going to get her for this update. I've been working on some First Order stuff in the background, so there we get the Stormtrooper, another promotion to another star level. Old Daka, we take a gear tier on her. If I can get her built up enough, it'll get me better performance in the assault battle for Night Sisters, so we'll work on that. Rebel Officer Leia Organa, we put a couple gear tiers on. She's part of the Jedi Master Luke journey, which we will do after Profundity, so good place to put some gear. Here we take Low Gray up a level, continue to work on those Ewoks, trying to get them ready for the C-3PO event. Again, part of that JML journey. So we're going to make a couple minor upgrades here in ships. Since we leveled up Dash Rendar, we can go ahead and take another tier on that skill on his ship. Scimitar gets another star. It's not a ship that we're using a lot, but we'll take the star while we've got it. Resistance X-Wing, we've got that up to 7 stars now, in case we need it someday. Han's Millennium Falcon, that's where we're going to put our ship Omegas for the week. Spend those here. We'll work more on Han and Chewie as we get the profundity requirements closer to Gear 12. Here we're going to work on some First Order stuff again, level up this First Order SF TIE fighter ship, and then we'll work on Kylo's command shuttle as well. Just get this thing started, take it up to reasonable levels, put some skills on it, start staging it for the future. Since we have some credits left in the bank at that point, shipbuilding materials seemed like a good idea. So not a terribly eventful week. I was looking back, and I had this run where in the prior 10 weeks, so let's say starting 11 weeks ago or whatever, in 10 weeks I relicked 8 characters, and it really seemed to go at a breakneck pace there for a while. Couldn't keep up with relic materials. Got Wampa, got a Cassian that was kind of out of cycle. I wasn't planning to relic them, but the gear just kind of got there for me. So 8 relics in 10 weeks. So for the last 2 weeks, we've kind of cycled down a little bit, and we'll get back to relicking next week. Mon Mothma will get her relic, and we'll keep chugging along on this profundity journey. So at week 102, that puts us just over 5 million galactic power. So we break 5 million, just about right at the 2-year mark. 49 relics, 63 zetas. I did add a zeta to Rex for the KAM mission. I didn't show that in the video, but we did add another relic level and another zeta to the clones to try to prepare them for KAM. Squad Arena JMK's top 10, Executors top 5, and we will plan to relic that Mon Mothma next week. Looking good for that. Plan for energy, we're still farming Radis. Scion, of course, that's the node with the First Order shuttle. First Order Stormtrooper, Hux is finished, so he'll come off the list now. Ray, and then 50 RT. In fleets, we're still working on Biston, the Outrider, the Echelon. Also working on Raven's Claw, so we'll get that added in there. In the Cantina, we're just working on signal data right now. Because of all the relicking I've done, my signal data is completely out, and I really have to try to restock that before I get back to working on characters. Mods, we're back to working on speed and defense mods. Refresh strategy is 3 on everything. I am trying to do 3 Cantina refreshes every day. I'm trying to save 1,500 crystals still in case that pack shows up in the store where I can buy Carbonite and Bronzium. I'll probably buy 2 packs of the Carbonite and 1 pack of the Bronzium and try to get caught up on some of those lower level materials that I'm struggling with. Squad Arena, we're just using that for gear right now. We're good on Prestige. In the Fleet Store, we're still working on purchasing Biston's U-Wing and the First Order ships out of there. Basically, on this account, I'm buying everything that's not finished out of the Fleet Store. Pretty soon we'll have the Shaman done and the last, few things that we need out of the shop. And then we'll just use that for Zeta materials, and we'll have all the ships done. It'll be pretty nice. Everything else is working on feeding the Shard Shop. So I did do the first KAM mission on Loquitur. I don't know if I'm going to make a video out of it. It was a pretty rapid fail. I got the rocket to the face on Rex, the very first move. Fives got sacrificed, and Rex had no hit points and had healing immunity on him. So trying to get these characters cycled around to get the healing immunity off of him and then get a heal on him with Shock T before he got killed. Couldn't get there, so got the sacrifice on Fives right away, lost Rex right away. I did the best I could with the 2 remaining clones and Shock T, but yeah, unless I got like crazy good RNG, that wasn't going to work out. So the mission, it went badly really fast. So don't know how much value there is in making a video out of that, but we'll see. So in a prior video, I said, I do need more relic levels to make these clones kind of, where they need to be. But in thinking about it, I think what I want to do is leave the clones where they're at and give this mission at least a couple more tries. So where we have the clones right now is with Shock T at Relic 7, and Fives and Arc are at Relic 6, and then Echo and Rex are at Relic 5. So I think I do want to try to keep working on that and see if we can get that mission done with the clones as they are. I didn't put it in the video, but I modded and tested this bounty hunter team, and unfortunately, because of Grief Karga's gear being so low, this team was very hard to get timed out, and it ends up timed out with the Mandalorian at like 210 speed. So with the boost from Zam, he'll get about 70 speed. So the speed at which I can disintegrate someone is about 280 if it was against gas, or around 300, maybe 320 if I'm using this team against characters that I can crit. So it's going to have limited use at first. Grief Karga is really the holdup, and if I can get some gear on him, get his speed up, then we can bring the speed of the whole team up, and so I think in future weeks he may be a character that we look to as a priority. After the journey, of course, we got to pay most attention to making sure we stay on track with the journey. Alright, so the GAC strategy for this upcoming round of 5v5. Basically, I thought about like a standard strategy of what I'm going to do, and because of how many good teams I have compared to how many teams I need, really I have to save a ton of good teams on offense. So if I conserve for offense, that leaves me a pretty weak defense in that top front. I put some mediocre teams in there, like I put the Admiral Radis team in there. It's got a Relic 8 Cassian. We saw in practice that Relic 8 Cassian isn't very scary, but I'm hoping that opponents won't be familiar with that team, and maybe they'll assume that team is better than it is and take something good against it. So we put that in there, geos and some other stuff up front. It won't be hard for the opponent to clear that zone. And then we'll put the Executor, of course, behind that for fleets and hope to hold up the opponents with fleets. Then we'll put JMK in the bottom front and try to use that team to hold up the bottom front, turn it into a two-zone battle. That means that I do have to be able to clear two zones consistently against my opponent and try to do it with better banners. So I'll use Sith Eternal as a flex. If my opponent tends to put a strong defense and not take enough on offense, there may be some opportunities for me to put C on defense and turn it into a zero-zone battle. But otherwise, I'll pretty much be using the Sith Eternal on offense to make sure that I can break through one zone or another and at least fight that two-zone fight. I do plan to use Iden on defense if the opponents don't have Wampa. If they have like a Relic 3 Wampa that looks like it can fight Iden, then I won't leave her on defense. I'll swap her out and take her on offense. But generally, the defense is going to be the same. I'll leave it mostly the same except for the C and the Iden, and see how that works out for me in the coming round of Grand Arena. Okay, that is going to wrap up the update for week 102. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you had comments, leave them down below. Please hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. It helps me, it helps the channel, and I would appreciate it if you could help me out. Subscribe if you want to watch more stuff like this in the future, and check out our Discord. The link is in the description down below. We've got a fantastic Discord community, and hope I see you over there. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next Holocron.